Hello, welcome back to another Tales of the SITBIT. For those that are new to this series, SITBIT is abbreviation for See It, Buy It. You may have to go way back to hear more about the original idea of SITBIT. But let's move on with the story. And as always, I will put indication on the screen where you can skip the story and go right to the book. One of the hardest thing that I had as an entrepreneur that I had to deal with was I had too many ideas. I had a hard time focus. I had a hard time putting all my energy in one project. And ultimately, many fail. Many can't get off the ground, and the one that I put the most focus on actually worked my forensic accounting business, because a big part of that is that because I didn't have to require a lot of help from other people. I wrote the code to the program myself, so I didn't have to rely on other people to build a website, to build a search engine, or to do something with my startup. And you know, it's a lot of less hard lessons was learned in all of those failures. One of the last idea that I had that was interesting, but one of the reasons why I did not pursue it was the thought of having to deal with government red tape and bureaucracy, or municipal politics, and there's a whole lot of stuff that are more complicated and more difficult to deal with once you are involved with city government or federal government, But here's the idea. Let me toss out the concept to you. I live in various cities, from Boston to Portland, a small city, but a city nonetheless. And I had traveled to many cities, from Atlanta to New York City, even Tampa, you name it. I have been to many, many cities, okay? And one of the things that I hated the most is trying to find parking spots. When I'm vacationing in New York and I'm driving to New York, the last thing I want to deal with is trying to find a parking spot. Whether it's Seattle, same thing, Seattle. Driving to Seattle or any cities, you name it. Trying to find parking spot in big busy city, San Francisco, you name it, a pain in the butt. Yes, we can all agree, yes. And with the immersion of technology, this is, of course, once again, late 1999, early 2000, when this particular idea germinated, is that the whole concept of fast toll has been around. Okay, for those that live in New York, Boston, even in Florida, you can buy a little device that you can put on your windshield, and then you can skip paying the toll by paying in person. You can just prepaid ahead, and then you can just go through the fast pass or whatever each city or state call it. But I'm sure those that live in state that have the fast pass kind of service know exactly what I'm talking about. And those services has been around. Certainly it is around the time of what I had this idea. Okay, so I didn't invent the concept. I saw how the concept emerged, and I said to myself, there's a way to utilize this concept and make it work for parking. Imagine us having some kind of device like that in your car, a sensor, and you prepay the city or the state for parking. And imagine parking meters in the city to have the device that can read your car so that when you get into a parking spot, a city parking spot, you don't have to worry about change. You don't have to worry about running out of time. The meter know you are there, your car is there, it will charge you the exact cost once your car left the parking spot. Okay? No need to worry. You park, it read your parking spot, bang, it charges you. And then when you drove off, it cuts off the time. Yeah, that was, sure, it sounds simple, but once I look into the logistic of having to deal with the city, the state, and run through all the red tape even to change the meter, of course, the biggest cost of this business is retrofitting all of the meters, right, in order to have this technology built into it. Yeah, it sounds like a cool idea, but once you sit down and flush out the concept, oh my, it's expensive, okay? Because first of all, as you know, many parking meters in city doesn't have energy, right? So we had to figure out a way to power that meter in order to make it work. So it's a lot of things that, in the end, as cool as a concept sound, it a lot more expensive than I thought. And part of that concept that I had was also providing available parking for people that pay premium. Part of the service, part of the money, the revenue that this idea can generate is, imagine you have a phone, okay, and you go to the city all the time, and you're willing to pay $5 a month for the knowledge of knowing where there is empty spot. Part of what the meter will do is then provide people with empty spot, available spot in the city. So when you drive in, if you pay the $495 per month service, you turn on the app, and right there the app will tell you there's an open spot on 5th Street or something like that. So like I said, the ideas was cool when I came up with that, but once I sat down and talked to people and researched and the cost and technology and what it would take to get something like that tested in cities, it was a lot more than I care to deal with. But as I get older, over the past many years, I toss all these ideas out there. I get public. There's no point on me keeping these things inside my head or private or secrets. What's the point? If I told some young person this concept and they said, oh, what an awesome idea, I know, I think I can make this work, go for it. Okay, go for it. I don't care. I literally reached the point of my life where I really don't care if someone took the idea, ran with it, and gave me no credits. But yeah, and the idea that I had, this idea also worked with parking garage. Okay, one of the part of the revenue that I put together was working partner with garage company that have massive garage structure, and we can install sensor in all of the parking spot in the garage. They then can share the revenue, split 50-50 on people that subscribe to the $495 monthly service. So when you drive in the city, oh my God, the map will lit up with potential spot. You can pick and choose the best spot, closest spot that you can park to wherever you want to be. Trust me, if that service exists, I guarantee you just about every person that live near New York City or San Francisco, any big city that go in the city once a week, will gladly pay the $495 a month for that kind of service, right? Anyhow, yeah, I didn't have a name. This business idea was so early. in the development stage that I don't really think I have ever sat down and came up with a cool name or even register the business name or anything like that. It was just, you know, something I bounced around with a bunch of people, have a few meetings with people, talk about it, research about it, and then I said to myself, whew, way too much work. I had the forensic accounting business to focus on, so bye-bye. Alright, so it's Tales of SITBIT. So what did I see and buy? What did I saw? And I decided I gotta have it. There's very few books that I will settle for less. You know, some people don't care. Some people would rather, you know, approach this hobby with it's better to have low grade than no grade. Okay, I'm sure you heard that catchy slogan. And yeah, Action 1, Tech 27, it's better to have low grade than no grade. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm not above that, but I understand. I would buy low grade Action 1 rather than have no Action 1, right? But other than some really big books, I don't really care to settle for less. I'd rather have no grade. Okay, if I don't have that book, that's fine. I have reached the point of my collecting life that I don't need to have everything, and I don't feel like I need to settle for less for anything. If I can't find something I want, move on. I don't need to have everything. I don't want everything. But here's a book that I was willing to settle for less. Yes, one of the very few occasions that I actually settle for less. Okay, if you follow my channel, you are sure to hear me talk about missing out on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle #1 because I passed up the original copy at my store because it has so many dings on it. The book was not near mint anymore, and I'm not gonna pay for a mid-grade copy, especially when it's black and white. So over the years, I missed out on #1 so many times. Okay, there was plenty of chances for me to grab a raw copy for a reasonable price, first print. I'm still looking. I'm still looking for a first print mid-grade raw copy. But when I saw this book, it's a beautiful book, and I settled for less. I bought it right away because, hey, I already have a third print. Okay, I already have a third print. So when this gorgeous copy, as you can see, it's about, I would say, at least an 8.5. Okay, this book is tough to find high grade because, you know, the black, so much black on both the front and back make it very tough. But I say it's at least an 8.5, at the most a 9.0. It has a fairly decent spine ticks right there, and then the arts right here hide the 4 or 5 large spine tick, so it hit the flaws well. The corner are nice and sharp. Okay, there's no corner crease on both the back and front cover. So can it be a 9? Yeah, because the arts hides the flaws very well. But here is a book I definitely settle for less. It's not the first print. It's definitely not something I wanted for years, but for the right price and for the right grade, I said to myself, I can live with this for now. And even if I buy a first print down the road, if ever, I will still keep this copy because it's beautiful. The odds of me owning a 9.0 raw first print is slim to none. Okay, so if I ever buy a first print, most likely it will be a 6 or 7 kind of mid-grade. So this will be, of course, a sharper looking copy, but it's a second print. I'm okay with that. So that's it for this video of Tales of the SITBIT. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.